130 miles away in Somerset, those lucky enough to have homes but who dare not leave them because they're in the high-risk group are being fed by some new recruits to Britain's volunteer army.
Hi there. There's a meal there for you.
Well, you anything?
No, nothing at all. It's all free.
Oh, blimey. Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoy it.
I eat again.
Good stuff. Lovely to see you. Take care. But we're on to the next ones, mate.
Dan and Sarah normally spend their time running their pub and wedding events venue in Bridgwater.
We've known each other for 15 months, kind of met and got straight together. And then
Feels longer than that.
Yeah.
Both of them have always worked in hospitality.
The day that we got the announcement that pubs were closing, it was the day before a very busy weekend for us. And we had 2 large parties booked, had a cellar full of barrels, we had staff booked, we had a kitchen full of food, and we got told basically, I mean, it was the news release, wasn't it? So 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, yeah.
You're closing. And we rang our manager, who was here at the time, and just said, shut down, tell people to finish up and get out.
The fridges were stocked, but their bookings disappeared overnight.
We had some surplus stock that we ordered for the weddings that were cancelled. So we decided to cook all this up and literally put a post out on our SomerRock page and tell people that, you know, we're going to be delivering some meals. We've got about 120 meals to deliver, you know, let's get them out there. So we did. And our Facebook was absolutely crazy. Within 4 to 5 minutes, I mean, we literally, 120 just gone.
Yeah.
And we sort of didn't realise how frantic this would be to deliver 120 meals to the addresses. We never had no sat-nav organisation, so we got lost every other address, and we were out for 7.5 hours.
This didn't put them off, but rather spurred them on.
So we decided to take our own money, go to the cash and carry and pick up a load more food and do it all over again.
The next one we did was jacket potatoes with cheese and beans.
Yeah.
We had like 170 jacket potatoes with cheese and beans.
Yeah, and
a mess.
Yeah, and we went out and delivered all these jacket potatoes, and it just kept going. And then we done it again, and then we started doing fresh boxes as well, which contains all fresh produce, and then we sell them so that we can get some revenue back, which will then pay then for the free meals for us to go out and do some more. How are you?
All right.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
The food's always lovely, it always has been. And there's a chance to meet Dan and Sarah and have a little chat at the distance, and that breaks the day up as well, you know, it does, it helps, it's a big thing. And I mean, the generosity of these two is unbelievable.
Lovely to see you, mate.
Lovely to see you.
See you next week.
Stay safe.
Dan and Sarah's hot meals are going down a storm. Those receiving them have been nominated by family and friends because they're unable to help themselves.
There was one house in particular where I could see the person the recipient, bedridden in her lounge, and she had to wait for her carer to be able to get the food. And we're seeing that so much throughout all of this. And we're seeing, you know, people where they can't even, we're leaving the food on the doorstep, and a lot of times they're struggling to bend down and get them. They're that old and vulnerable.
We know these, they were regulars. Bev is just going through a load of treatment at the moment.
I've got myeloma, which is a cancer of the blood. My immune system's low, so I can't go out. I've been isolated. I've got to stay in for 12 weeks.
Me included?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is absolutely brilliant that we get this food parcel delivery. It's lovely.
Since Dan and Sarah started, they've prepared around 1,000 meals and tried to do 150 each time, cooking from scratch.
So it's just me and Sarah, because we live together. You know, we're out travelling, you know, rather than being sat at home, we might as well be sat in the car and doing good. So that's why we're doing it, and we're at maximum capacity now, I think.
Sarah's pregnant, so she's extra cautious and doesn't get out of the car during deliveries.
But I'm logistics manager for this operation.
Hence why we keep getting lost.
Got the route planner on this phone, so it gives us an order of which house is closest to the one previously. We've got sat-nav on his phone, so he knows where he's going. And then I know how many meals we've got for each house. And then I've also got the name of the person who messaged us in case we can't find them, or we find that their postcode's wrong, or some issue. So just a good way to stay in touch with everybody.
Now 9 weeks into their food deliveries, they have perfected their route planning and have a set of regulars.
Hello, there's a meal there for you.
Thank you all very much indeed. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's not just the food that's appreciated, but the company, albeit at a distance.
That's where I met my wife. We were married 50 years.
Yeah.
It's lovely to meet you all. I wish I could hug you all.
No.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah. We'll be back next week.
Thank you very much.
That guy was just so happy to see someone. Yeah, and we will go back next week, for sure.
For sure. I'm going to go back and hug him when all this is over.
We've worked with thousands of people over the years, but this probably tops it all.
I would say this has helped us to deal with the fact that we're in the hospitality trade and we've been told to close. We're one of the first ones to close and we'll be one of the last ones to reopen.
Yeah.
But emotionally, we're getting through it because we can identify why we've got to do it.
We've had people giving us some cheers and on the way around the estates and beeping their horns at us and
Little kids waving.
Dan and Sarah's efforts are really impressive. I'd love to be able to catch up with them face to face, but they're too far away to visit during lockdown, so I'm video calling. Dan, Sarah, how are you?
Hi. Good, thank you.
Yeah. And what have you been up to then?
Loads.
Well, okay. Tell me about the response. Tell me about how people have responded to the generosity.
The response we're getting, it's so emotional to see what's going on. And I don't believe for a second that we would stop doing it. So we're just going to keep going. We keep going. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy cooking. We enjoy meeting people. It gets us out as well,
There's also the connection. It's not just the fact that you're delivering fresh food or cooked food. It's also letting people know that people care about other people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's been a real poignant thing. We've been driving around and people have been stood out on their driveways.
Yeah.
Waiting to see our van go past or our car, just so they can wave and show their appreciation or just recognition of people helping other people. And
do you think it's drawn you guys closer to your community and vice versa?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a thing going around at the moment. Dan's best mate, he's a businessman in town. He's got this petition going on, Dan for mayor, at the moment.
And why not? Because you've got nothing else to do, right? Apart from deliver so many hundreds of meals a week. Guys, can I just say thanks for taking time out to talk to me, and really, really admire what you're doing. And it's great, isn't it? It's just fantastic to see the generosity of spirit that's out there and the effect that it's having on people that really need it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing. The effect on people.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you for your time. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye. You too. Bye. Dan and Sarah epitomise really what the volunteers are all about. They had a company, it was going great, COVID hits, but they're not going to be disheartened by that. In fact, what they're going to do is use their assets and their entrepreneurial spirit to help others.